In our last experiment, we proved that traditional internet side hustles are designed to fail, while B2B digital assets can generate thousands in predictable, automated capital. But crossing that financial threshold triggers a much more dangerous problem. How do you actually keep it? If you leave your hard-earned capital inside the traditional banking system, you are still a prisoner of the matrix. The traditional financial system is a highly calibrated extraction mechanism. Inflation, currency devaluations, and localized institutional risks are quietly liquidation events for your net worth. Most people work 40 years to accumulate a small pile of cash, only to watch its purchasing power evaporate before their eyes. To win, you must stop thinking like a saver and start acting like an allocator. This is the exact blueprint used by the international elite to permanently break their dependency on any single government or economic shock. It is called the three-bucket strategy, a systematic framework engineered to root automated income into bulletproof layers of cash flow resilience, global asset growth, and sovereign protection. Let's look at the mathematical architecture. The average digital creator makes a fatal strategic mistake. They take their early software profits and inject them straight into high-risk retail assets or speculative financial trends. They chase volatile modern bubbles, hoping for a secondary miracle. They don't realize they are gambling the very capital that was supposed to fund their long-term autonomy. We begin with bucket number 1, the operational shield. This layer has zero to do with getting rich. It is entirely designed to keep you free. It represents exactly 6 months of your absolute physical survival costs, locked in high-liquidity cash instruments outside your domestic borders. This is your leverage against unexpected system disruptions. When you possess an unshakable operational shield, your psychological framework changes completely. You no longer make business decisions based on immediate panic or survival anxiety. If an automated script breaks, or a payment processor freezes your account for a routine check, your life remains completely uninterrupted. Security breathes strategic coldness. Once the operational shield is locked, every single dollar generated by your automation engine overflows into bucket number 2, the global growth engine. This is where your capital transitions into real ownership. You do not buy local assets. You acquire fractions of the most powerful, cash-producing corporations on Western civilization through low-cost international index funds. By setting up an automated pipeline that routes profits directly from your payment processor into global index tracking systems, you align your wealth with human innovation. You are leveraging the biological energy of millions of workers worldwide who are working to increase the valuation of your assets while you focus on scaling your code. Gurus love to preach about real estate as the ultimate passive vehicle. What they hide are the hidden structural traps, property maintenance costs, tenant friction, localized geographic economic collapses, and aggressive property tax changes. True passive income must carry zero operational drag. It must exist as digital lines of equity that pay dividends straight to your infrastructure. But index funds and liquidity shields are still visible to the legacy system. If you want true sovereign protection, you must cross into the final, most heavily guarded perimeter of wealth architecture. Bucket number 3. The hidden layer designed to render your net worth completely untouchable by localized regulatory threats. Bucket number 3 is the sovereign shield. This is where you allocate a fixed percentage of your overflow capital into assets that exist completely outside the legacy banking architecture. We are talking about decentralized digital gold, Bitcoin, secured via cold storage protocols where you, and only you, hold the private cryptographic keys. Most people believe the fiat currency sitting in their traditional bank account belongs to them. It does not. Mathematically, it is merely an unsecured loan you granted to a private institution. In moments of systemic crisis, governments can freeze, tax, or limit your access to those funds with a single digital keystroke. Bucket number 3 guarantees your ultimate defense. To run this model flawlessly, you must implement the strict mathematical distribution rule, the 50-30-20 split of your surplus cash. Once your monthly survival baseline is cleared, 50% of the remaining capital instantly enters the Global Growth Index Fund, 30% builds the liquidity shield, and 20% locks into the sovereign crypto system. The entire framework must operate with zero human emotional intervention. You establish automated banking routing protocols. The minute your B2B automation clients pay their licensing invoices through Stripe, the backend infrastructure slices the income and routes it directly to your respective asset accounts. You do not touch the money, the architecture does. By spreading your net worth across these three distinct layers, you effectively decouple your financial survival from any single geographic jurisdiction. If your domestic currency faces rapid devaluation or sudden policy changes, your global equity index and your decentralized assets shield your purchasing power from destruction. You become geographically bulletproof. This unyielding structure eliminates market stress from your biological system. While retail investors lose their sleep over short-term stock market fluctuations or media panic, your allocation framework treats volatility as a balancing mechanism. Lower prices simply allow your automated monthly allocations to acquire more shares at a discount. The international elite do not use illegal schemes to protect their wealth. They leverage the exact structural rules written into the tax code. By routing your business transactions through corporate structures that retain earnings inside the business, you only pay personal taxes on what you choose to extract, legally accelerating your compounding clock. You must recognize the core philosophical truth: wealth is not a collection of paper money. Wealth is the ownership of productive infrastructure. When you allocate capital to global indexes and automated internal software tools, you are locking your life into the continuous growth engine of human productivity. Now that your automated cash stream from Video One is perfectly anchored into the three-bucket investment matrix, your financial foundation is completely secure. You are officially out of the survival game, which means you are now ready for the final, most lucrative layer of the modern digital landscape: the creation of exponential systems. In the final block of this document series, I will map the exact corporate entities you need to establish this legal shield, show you the long-term mathematical projection of this portfolio over a 5-year timeline, and deliver the ultimate open loop that completes your digital escape plan. Let us look at the long-term mathematical projection of this system. If your B2B automation engine routes a modest $2,000 a month into the three-bucket architecture, compounding at a conservative global market baseline, your sovereign net worth passes the six-figure mark faster than any corporate ladder allows. You are playing a game of exponential speed. To legally lock this structure, elite allocators don't use personal accounts. They establish a clean corporate entity, like a US LLC, to act as the sovereign holding shield for their digital assets and investments. This creates an impenetrable legal barrier between your personal life and your business capital, optimizing your tax exposure automatically. When you transition to this level of wealth engineering, the collective noise of society loses all power over you. Media panics, corporate layoffs, and political unrest become mere background events in a game you are no longer forced to play. You have built a private economic fortress that functions independently of the consensus. Money is not meant to buy flash or validate your status to strangers. Capital is raw, stored human time. By refusing to waste it on depreciating consumer retail goods, you are buying back your absolute biological freedom. Every asset inside your three buckets is a day of your life that you own completely. Think about the contrast. The standard worker wakes up to trade their limited energy for a highly taxed paycheck, trapped in an endless cycle of inflation and debt. The sovereign allocator wakes up to check systems that ran autonomously while they slept, fueling an asset machine that grows more powerful with every tick of the clock. The blueprints have been fully exposed. You now possess the exact strategy to build a low-code automation engine and the mathematical framework to defend the capital it generates. The illusion of complexity has been removed. The only remaining variable in this system is your willingness to take immediate, clinical action. The matrix relies on your compliance and your consumer debt to keep spinning. Break the chain today. Subscribe to this channel, activate the notification protocol, and drop a comment below stating the exact year you intend to cross the line into absolute financial sovereignty. Let the algorithm register your intent. We have completed the infrastructure. From testing viral internet traps to establishing enterprise asset models and locking the three-bucket framework, you have been handed the complete manual for modern economic escape. But the digital world evolves fast, and new economic blind spots appear every day. While code and financial allocation secure your capital, a new quiet shift is taking place inside global infrastructure. In our next documentary series, we will expose the highly classified software tools that the top 1% are using right now to automate entire service agencies without a single human employee. To prepare your systems for this next technological wave, you must first master the baseline. Click on the video appearing on your screen right now, where we break down the exact automation stack you can deploy in less than 48 hours to claim your first corporate licensing clients on autopilot.